Welcome to the David Bradley Show with your host, David Bradley.
Pull it up tight.
All right.
It's SM7B, so you got to be about this far from it.
Okay, sounds good.
You good? Can you hear?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Sweet. All right. Hey, everybody. How's it going? So we're doing some crazy stuff here towards the end of this season, and we're mixing it up a lot. We're doing some live stuff. We're doing some recorded stuff. We're doing some on-site stuff, so it's going to be nuts with everything that's going on. Y'all let me know what you think. Hit me in the comments, YouTube, Facebook, wherever, and tell me what you like the best, because this show is about the fans and it's about the artist and connecting those two people. So it's going to be awesome. All right, so anyway, we're going to sit down and we're going to talk to a very nice lady, Miss Riley Lemon. Lemon?
Lemons.
Lemon?
Plural.
Lemon, really?
Multiple lemons.
Multiple lemons?
Yep.
All right, cool.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Oh, well, you know, it's one of those things. Oh, look. Y'all forgive us because our producer's not here tonight and Julie's having to do some stuff. So
I think she's doing a great job. I might not be here.
she's awesome. With the team I've put together and everything, it's actually coming together quite nicely.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's all about teams. You've got to have a good team. You got to have a good support group, team, and everything else.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it takes a while to build a good team, but when you got one,
Yeah.
it's like a well-oiled machine.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you're still young, so you're more internet friendly, know how to do all that stuff.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, I met a rapper down in Alabama at one point, and he was like, hey, come songwrite. And I'm like, okay, on my way. And ended up writing a song with him. It turned out pretty cool.
Sweet.
Yeah.
What was the name of it?
It's unnamed, but we just sat and had a jam session. I mean, just country rapper from down in, where did I end up? We went down to Tuscaloosa. I got my seafood boil, and then we wrote like 3 songs together. And
Well, all that mattered was you got the seafood bowl.
oh, I know. I would do some things for a seafood boil.
Oh, what about a Kit Kat?
Not my favorite. I'm not really a sweets person.
Really?
Yeah.
Klondike bar, any of that stuff?
You know what? The Heath bar, Klondike bars are the way to go.
I mean, I could do some sketchy stuff for a Klondike bar.
Yeah.
You'd be amazed.
I don't think I want to know about that.
That was back in the day. Oh, God. That was when I was younger. None of us cared back then because everywhere I went, I had a case of beer in the back of the car. And we always wound up on my buddy's grandparents' farm. And about 9 o'clock at night, it turned into every stereo blasting Hank Williams Jr. and a bonfire. And, yeah, we were all shit-faced by 11, 12.
Yeah, no, that's how me and my best friend back home were. Like, I mean, my hometown's got 2 stop signs that are like known unless you're on a back road. And
Right.
by my grandparents' house, there's a little gate and a fence post, but they locked the gate. So every single time we'd go by it, we'd wiggle on the fence post a little bit where you could fit a Toyota through it.
Oh, definitely.
So now we can pick it up if we're running from somebody.
That's funny because the trucks we used the most back in the day, four-wheeling and stuff, was Toyotas.
See, I love Toyotas. I mean, I totaled one and the other burned up on 69. But 2001 Toyotas are the way to go.
We had 80 model Toyotas.
Yeah.
We'd always get them, put a 4-inch lift, put 35-inch tires on them, and them damn things would go anywhere.
I know that my dad, when I bought my first Toyota, he's like, well, we can take it out on the beach. I'm like, this is my truck. You don't get to take that from me.
Well, you know, they got to live vicariously some.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he got me a fishing pole for my 16th birthday, and I'm sitting in the middle of first period. And he texts me and he goes, your fishing pole's really good. And he's got a steelhead on the line. I'm like, I haven't even used that yet. And you just take that while I'm in class and go fishing without me.
Oh my God, how rude.
I know. I was a little bit salty for a while, but she was having fun.
Wow. So when did you move to Kentucky?
I moved to Kentucky back in 2019. I was on a volleyball scholarship at Kentucky State, and
Oh, sweet.
yeah, then COVID hit and everything went downhill from there.
Yeah, wasn't nobody throwing volleyball anymore.
Hell no, they were just throwing sneezes at people and
Mask and stuff like that.
yeah.
All the fun stuff.
Oh yeah.
But you're originally from California.
Yeah, the good part though, up north where you don't got to deal with a lot of people.
Well, I mean, I used to drive trucks, so I've been all over California.
Okay, my grandpa used to drive trucks down in Southern California going over the Grapevine.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's actually about to come out here next week and see me.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Y'all have fun.
Yeah, I'm taking him to Nashville. I swear he parties more than I do.
Oh, Lord. Do we need to let some people know to show up with cameras and stuff?
No, none of that needs
not
to
for
be
him.
on camera.
No?
No.
Okay. Well, I mean, you got to know. You got to figure it out. It's all kinds of crazy stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You go to Nashville a lot?
When I can. I've been trying to play a lot of rounds down there. I mean, I'm green as it gets, you know, and the more I can play, the more I'm going to, and the better I can be. And especially playing those rounds, there are so many talented people, and sitting up there and just getting to kind of get inspiration from people.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I started playing guitar because of punishment from my grandparents because I snuck behind their couch and cut a guitar string, and they sent me to lessons with the preacher in town. And
Was that intentional?
I don't know if it was or not. I think I was just being a shithead and getting into trouble. I think it was more of an attention thing, but
Yeah.
yeah, I started taking lessons when I was 8, and he figured out I could kind of sing a little bit and made me sing the national anthem. And
Awesome.
yeah, no, he lives in Vegas now. He's a great guitar teacher.
That's a hard song to sing.
National anthem?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm terrified of microphones because of it. I was 9, and I swear that sound system is from the age of dinosaurs at the fairgrounds.
Probably.
And it cut out in the middle of the national anthem.
Mm-hmm.
And the football team had to sing it with me, and I was crying because I was like, really? I got to finish this now? Because we're standing on one side, and all the way across the football field is where all the bleachers are. There's nobody on the side I'm singing on.
Wow.
Where I'm like, okay, don't want to be on a microphone ever again.
They could have at least let you go over there, have some support, you know?
Yeah, I mean, when the rodeo was in town, like they do the Apple show every year back home, and we got the rodeo sound system, so that was cool because it wasn't oaky rigged and old as hell. But
I'm sitting there trying to figure out what kind of sound system they had. Oh my God.
I don't know, but my brother sang the national anthem for the football game last year, and I was not expecting that. So I was coming out of the beer booth line, holding 2 beers and one in my mouth, taking one to my dad. And I hear my brother, and I'm like, you are not supposed to be up there right now. He's like, well, somebody bet me an 18 back I wouldn't do it. And I'm like, you shouldn't have done it. I would have bought you one to not do it.
Well, he got it for free, see?
I mean, I guess he would have gotten it for free for me just to not have to hear that.
Are you saying your brother can't sing?
He can carry a pretty good tune. I mean, it's just not my style of music, but he writes a little bit. He's a little bit more eclectic than I am.
Yeah.
But he can sing all right.
That's wild.
Just not that song.
Yeah. I don't sing because I can't sing.
You know, your strengths and weaknesses.
No, I just don't care.
You know?
Nobody's going to pay to hear me. They might pay to not hear me.
I mean, I guess that you got to give us a sample. I mean, I don't know.
No, I ain't doing it. Ain't happening. No. There is no way. Not today. Because I had a bad habit when I was driving a truck.
Mm-hmm.
I'd drive across country and you listen to a radio because back then we didn't have cell phones and all that other stuff, you know. So you're in a 379 Pete and you're doing about 80, 90 mile an hour across country. And the only thing you could do is listening to music, and there's only so many times you can listen to that cassette and then you start changing words to more adventurous words, you know.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you got to roll with it. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's like a hell loop if you don't.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it gets crazy. That's why I'm like, I see people that they're, you know, big name stars and everything, and they're singing the same song they were singing for 17 years before they ever made it.
Yeah.
When do you get tired of singing it?
After about the first 30 times. And about 15 of those times are getting it down where you actually remember your own lyrics. And then the other 15, you're like, okay, this is cool. And 31, you're just like, fuck this, I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally understand. It is... there's so many times that I'm like at a writer's round or something downtown Nashville, and I see the iPads come out or the phones out so they can read their own lyrics that they wrote. And I'm just like, dude, y'all gonna get tired of that.
I mean, yes and no. Like, I mean, I've done that twice now, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, I've gotten ready for a writer's round. It's been a Monday, go down on a Tuesday, and I wrote the song the night before.
Yeah.
You know, like, I got pissed off over a roommate situation and decided I was going to write a song about being better off alone, and played it the next day where I could not remember those lyrics, but I knew that it was a damn good song.
Yeah.
I wanted to play it, you know?
So just pull it up on the iPads right there.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
I mean, it's like, same as like old school notepad nowadays.
I'm still old school notepad.
Yeah.
That's all I got. All over is notes. When I did CMA Fest and did the interviews down there, that's all I had was notepads.
You know what? They say that you retain information better if you write it down.
I retain stupid information that nobody gives a damn about.
Did you know that lemons are actually man-made and not natural?
I figured they were probably genetically made.
Yeah. It's crossbreed.
Yeah. That's the same thing like a tomato. Tomato is not a vegetable. It's a fruit.
Well, yeah, things with seeds inside are fruit.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, a lot of people still call them vegetables.
I mean, I figure if they're sweet, then it's a fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Or you consider it a fruit even if it's not scientifically correct.
Yeah. But I had, before you come on, I did a StreamYard, and it was with Paige King Johnson. And I remembered seeing on her Facebook page, she was sitting out front drinking coffee. And then the next one was her talking about when she would get off the phone with somebody or something like that, she got in such a big habit of saying, okay, love you, bye. And I'm so guilty of that myself. I mean, it's a wonder that I didn't tell, you know, your manager, Dan, that when I hung up with him, because I'm real bad about getting on the phone with a lot of people and having conversations. And then before I hang up, I'll just instinctively just say, okay, love you, bye.
I mean, I say love you bye to every single one of my friends on the phone.
Yeah, but you don't do it to strangers that you don't really know. It'll get you in trouble.
To be fair, though, I did take, she's one of my best friends now, but kind of a stranger that I only knew for a month back to California with me.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool. She'd never seen the ocean, and like we just hit it off and became best friends. And, yeah, went to the beach.
There's a place, it was in Northern California, right there. It was beach access from the interstate.
How far north are you talking? Like
I'm
up
trying to
past San
remember.
Francisco?
I'm trying to remember.
You know what county?
It was before San Francisco. It put me in the mind of that song, Do You Know the Way to San Jose?
I've never really been to the beaches down below San Francisco.
Yeah, there was a bridge. You got off the exit, but there was a bridge that went through the valley span, and down below that, you could actually access the beach. And it had a pull off from the interstate.
I mean, I don't know roads very well. I am very directionally challenged.
If we have an apocalypse, I'm one of those guys that can get you from New York to California and back.
You want to be on my team because I can stuff and kill stuff.
Hey, go for it.
Okay. I can skin stuff too and turn it into clothing.
Sweet. That would be nice. Fresh pair of moccasins.
I think barefoot, though, you'd be grounding more in one with nature.
Well, yeah, but that's why the moccasins, because...
Yeah, but just... They could be winter shoes.
But you don't want to walk through debris and glass and all that other crap. You got to have some kind of protection.
Fair enough.
Just something.
Valid point.
Something, yeah. A little bit.
Yeah.
That's all it is. And I got the guns and the ammo, and we could do all right.
I think so. I can shoot a bow. Be stealthy with it.
I bought a compound bow 3 years ago.
Have you even used it yet?
I used it twice when I went hunting.
How'd that go?
Went to a friend's party and donated it for the auction that they had at the party.
That's cool though.
I couldn't get back into archery like I used to.
Yeah. No, I mean, I went bow hunting one time and I killed a wall mounter, and that was it for me because I'd rather shoot something with a rifle and it be close to instant, because
that's my thing.
Yeah, no, there's no reason to make it fun watching something suffer.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, my dad growing up, when me and my brother were going through like hunter safety and that sort of thing, his rule was you only kill stuff you're going to eat. Like,
exactly.
I mean, the trophy hunting, it's cool when you get a wall mounter because it's like, damn, like I did that, but.
Yeah, but that meat tastes a whole lot better.
Oh, yeah. Like I cried. My brother mailed me jerky because I cried. He mailed it to me for Christmas, and it was the best present ever.
That's one thing I miss the most about what my dad can make is he used to make some killer deer jerky.
Yeah.
I miss that. And it's, but that's one reason why I can't hunt anymore, because I used to go with Dad all the time, and Dad passed away, and it's just hard to go out there.
Yeah. No, I've been fortunate enough. I haven't had to deal with any of the guys in my family passing. And I mean, I was the only girl on my dad's side in 50 years. Now I got 3 nieces under 6.
Oh, it's pretty much guaranteed, though, that you was going to be a tomboy right off the bat.
Oh, yeah. No, my dad bet me $100 I wouldn't eat a fish eyeball when I was like 5.
You're going to have to come up on money on that. I ain't eating a fish pet. No.
And then he paid me $100 not to tell my mom.
So you racked up.
Oh, yeah. No, like my dad is my best friend to this day. He gets annoyed, but it's out of endearment.
There you go. That's all it needs to be. Oh, Lord have mercy. Can you believe Dan wrote down here redneck hippie from California?
I mean,
do you qualify yourself as that?
Kinda. I mean,
well, the stories that you were telling, is kind of leads right on into that.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy.
That's how we know you're from Northern California. You know that, right?
Yeah. I mean, I guess I kind of fit that vibe a little bit. I mean, I like to hunt and stuff, but I also like to be barefoot and free and feral. So
there's a lot of people that don't understand the feral part.
Okay, I like to have fun.
There you go.
And usually think about the consequences later, but for the most part,
there's consequences.
Most of the time, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, whether it be my mom calling and asking, where in the hell are you? And me not having a valid answer for her, or just a lovely hangover to nurse off.
Yeah, just I made a mistake one time because I was supposed to call home and let Mom know if I was going to be a little bit late or not, or where I was at. Yeah. Where are you at? Oh, I'm with Dad. Really? He's in the recliner watching TV. I don't see you. I'm like, great. Okay, I'm staying over Mike Bowers' house.
Yeah. No, my dad me and my dad would get in trouble because he'd try to cover for me, and I'd tell my mom the truth because I figure you if you're already caught, there's no reason in like fabricating something because it's so much harder. And I'd tell her, oh yeah, like I'm over at Miranda's house, and she's like, really? Because your dad said you were here, and then she'd be pissed off at both of us, and it's like, man, I'm in the doghouse now.
Oh yeah. Dad, what did you say? We need to get our story straight. You know?
I know. And he'd just giggle, like the whole shoulder shake giggling. And I'm like, man.
I love that. Oh. My stomach's growling.
Oh, you're making me miss my dinner time. I get hangry.
Hangry? Mm-hmm. Want a Snicker?
Nah.
You don't do sweets, though. I don't even think there's a Snicker in this house. Is there a Snicker in this house somewhere? No Snicker. Man, that's terrible.
You're hungry.
That's terrible. I'm going to start changing here in a minute. Oh, Lord. And you're in Murray, Kentucky now.
Yep. Working at a bakery there.
Man. Why didn't you bring some daggone bakery stuff?
You know what? I actually thought about it, and I was like, would it be weird if I just like showed up with a cake?
No.
Okay. Well, if you ever have me on again, I'll bring you a cake.
Yeah. Well, we would sit here and eat cake while we're doing the podcast.
You know what? I think there's probably somewhere you could make a lot of money doing that.
Yeah, it's called OnlyFans.
Okay, I had an idea for OnlyFans, but make it OnlyPans where it's just you getting drunk and cooking.
Yeah.
Like, I would pay to watch that. Just somebody getting progressively more wine drunk and cooking a whole meal.
Well, see, what was weird is I did a Facebook Live of making my famous chili. My chili is 10-minute prep time.
Do you put noodles in your chili?
Yes. You want to know why? Go ahead and say why. Come on.
It's like eating worms in there.
No. But it's funny you say that because in the comments on the live video, there was people commenting, you put spaghetti in it? It's not the long. I break it. I get the smaller box.
I know. I've had it like that, and I was extremely intoxicated at a party. And my friend comes out, and she's like, my nan made us some chili. And I took a bite, and I'm like, why are there noodles in this? And I was like already...
Because the noodles bind it all together.
No, they don't. That's what the sauce is for, if you cook it long enough.
Well, some people say that. Some people...
I'm not saying that it was bad. Nan makes great chili.
Yeah.
But... it just weirded me out. Like, it was like a texture thing.
Yeah.
Not my favorite.
Yeah. See, when I cook my chili, when I do the noodles, I don't cook the noodles separate and then put it in there. I put them in there and let the noodles cook in the spaghetti. I mean, in the chili.
You got to soak up the flavor.
Yeah. Binds it all together. It's good stuff.
It probably is. You can keep all of it.
It's 5 ingredients and 1 hour tops.
That's some quick chili.
Mm-hmm. And it's good. It disappeared that night. It's weird.
I might need the recipe. I just won't put noodles in it.
Well, you can change it up however you want to. I use regular hamburger meat. You can put, deer meat in it. You can put anything.
Yeah, I use hamburger meat in mine.
There's people that actually make chili with chicken.
I've seen that, like white chicken chili.
Yeah. To me, it don't taste right.
Yeah, no, when I picture chili, I'm thinking like some sort of ground meat and red sauce.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of heat.
Yeah, and I don't, the weird part, my chili, is I put paste picante sauce.
That's not weird. That's what my dad does.
It's easy. Everything's already cut up. Everything's right there.
Or you could just get a food processor, but I respect paste picante, so.
I probably cut a finger off.
They got a safety guard for that reason.
But that would be weird. Somebody eat my chili and then have a finger.
Yeah, I cut the side of my finger off when I was like 5.
Not good.
No, I was sharpening a pencil with a steak knife because I wanted to be like my dad.
I have to do that to this day for my granddaughter.
Yeah.
She'll come up, can you sharpen this? And I'll have to
Yeah, no.
pull the pocket out.
Yeah, my dad, he would let me and my brother like collect pocket knives when we were growing up.
Yeah.
But he always had those like thick construction pencils, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so we'd see him whittling on those, like sharpening them for whatever he was working on. He had a shop out back, and
Yeah.
he'd let us pretend we were building stuff that he already had cut out. But dad wasn't home, and my mom she's cleaning or something. And I was like, oh, I'm just going to do it like dad. I've seen him do it.
Oh, yeah.
Had to go get that sucker glued back on.
See, that's something that is a lost pastime. Used to, you could ride by the city hall or something like that, or, Jack's barber shop or something, and you'd see the old guys just sitting around whittling and talking and discussing the whole business of the whole town,
Yeah, my grandpa had a friend group that would do that. They'd walk around the airport, and if I was lucky, I got to go, and then he'd take me for a donut.
Yeah. See? Easy
you got
stuff.
To hear all the gossip in like a span of 30 minutes.
See, now I can't wait to see some of the songs that you could write, because you've got a really good background.
Yeah, I mean, I need to write some good ones about my hometown because I do miss it, you know, but I mean, it's a town that everybody knows what you're doing before you even did it.
Yeah, I know them towns.
And made it kind of hard growing up, where it was like, dang, like.
Well, yeah, because I was raised up when everybody on the damn block or the street was allowed to beat your butt if you screwed up while you was out.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like that for me. I tried for the most part to be pretty good, especially in school.
Mm-hmm.
Not at school, but just tried to be a good human. I did not like school.
Looking out the window?
Yeah, but I mean, we'd go and play away basketball games, and we'd be in a gym 2.5 hours away, where all the towns in that area are pretty small.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'd run into people that played basketball against my mom or my dad.
Awesome.
Like, so even if you were a town over, people knew who you were, and it was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Nashville, and I graduated from Maplewood High School. And my daughter, when she was 15, I think, actually attended Maplewood High School. And she thought it was cool as all get out, because she come home that afternoon and was going, do you know they got a picture of you up on the wall? And I'm like, voted most didn't give a crap. I mean, what are you talking about? And it was a big group class picture.
That's awesome. My dad has a picture in his high school yearbook that says the president's bodyguard.
Mm-hmm.
Because him and the class president were best friends, and apparently they couldn't get him out of the picture. Interesting. Yeah.
Well, I mean, pitcher might do something. He's got to be there to guard or something.
Yeah, no, he's a little stocky dude. He's like a teddy bear.
He'll take you out for ice cream.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have to worry about it then.
I guess not.
So what songs have you wrote so far that have reflected back on some of your past?
I've got a cool one. It's called Smoke.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about back home, and my hometown has its own language.
Right.
It's like a lost North American dialect, I think is what it is on Google.
Okay.
It's called Bootling.
Okay.
And so not very many people even know what it is anymore. There's Little Red Schoolhouse. It's a museum in town, but there's different words in Bootling, like Applehead's a girlfriend, Barlow's a pocket knife.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's got a whole dictionary, and I've got this song where I wrote the bridge in Bootling. And I mean, I guess it's kind of like when people speak Spanglish, but I guess it's Bootling-ish, where it's mixing up English and Bootling, and it turned out pretty cool.
That's interesting.
Yeah, no, it's not my best song, but it's home,
Yeah. But I didn't know that language existed,
Not many people do. They think that I'm bullshitting them.
Yeah. No, I believe you. Because I was born and raised in Nashville, but Dad always took me out to the farms and stuff. So that's where that real country comes from me. And if you go towards East Tennessee, their country includes Ewans and yarns and, different words that we don't use over here. And I've used those words before since going out to East Tennessee, and people will just turn around and look at you like you're stupid or something.
Yeah.
What in the hell does that mean?
I mean, not many people speak Bootling anymore or even know what it is, so I ain't got to worry about that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're lucky, you might hear somebody slip up and say a couple words just trying to be funny.
Yeah.
Like, my dad's got a grocery store that the family's had since 1970, I believe.
Right.
And I guess he told somebody not to park like a bright lighter, and they went on Yelp and commented, "Don't park like a bright lighter," whatever that means. And a bright lighter is somebody from the city. And I told him, he just laughed. I'm like, "Dad, you can't be telling people that. They have no clue what you're saying. Just say don't park at a diagonal."
Yeah, he could have just said, "Look, idiot, you can't park like that."
Don't encourage him.
Well, it's simple.
Yeah, but
And it drives the point home.
I guess so. Bright lighter's funnier, though.
Well, yeah, it is. Because when you say it, I'm thinking he pulled up with his bright lights on,
No, it's a city slicker.
Yeah. Doesn't like city slicker.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lord. We could sit here and talk all day about the bright lighter. That'd be funny as all get out. Dan don't know nothing about that stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know anything about a bright lighter? No? You never heard that? You never heard that before? Okay. Well, Dan never heard of it. Oh, damn. Oh, Lord. You got a new song out, don't you?
It is dropping October 25th, and I'm
That's
super
what I
excited
thought.
about
I
it.
remembered reading something about that you had one that was going to drop, and I was just like, what was the name of it?
It's called Dancing in the Graveyard. It was originally called Reds, like the cigarettes, but I mean, it's spooky season. You gotta dance in the graveyard for Halloween, I guess.
That is kind of cool.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited about it because I mean, you hear Dancing in the Graveyard, but the song's actually pretty deep. It's not really about dancing at a cemetery, but more about life choices and
Yeah.
trying to make right with the big man.
Now, have you ever, because I've talked to several people that have done this, they'll write a song with the title in mind, and then they'll go back and rewrite the song and change the title. Is that kind of what you did with this one, or?
Not really. I mean, this song, it kind of wrote itself. Like, it was weird. It's probably the quickest song I've ever written. Where,
Yeah.
like, it turned into kind of a dialogue between me and God where he's like, "Hey, tough shit, kid. You got to get your shit together if you want me
Yeah.
to help you," Because, I mean, I feel like everybody's been at a point in their life where they're like, "Hey, like, why do all these bad things keep happening?" Meanwhile, they're not doing the right thing.
Right. Right.
Where, I mean, it'd be like me asking my dad, "Hey, can I borrow some money from you?" and not having a job.
Yeah.
Like, why the hell would he want to help me when I'm not trying to make myself better?
That's true.
And yeah, I turned it into kind of a call and response between me and God and just trying to make things better,
Well, it helped you grow from it.
Oh yeah, I mean, that entire song was reflection. And I mean, part of the lyrics, I was going through it when I wrote that song and had some not nice things said about me that were just completely out there and not true. And I was like, you know what? We're just going to make this a song and give them the attention they want. We'll just turn those nasty words into a song. And the chorus came through and it's talking about dancing in the graveyard, like quit dancing in the past. Like, those are ghosts and you need to quit chasing them and focus on the future.
Oh, yeah. It's when I remember I was 10 years old 9 or 10. And I went up to my dad and I said, can I borrow $2? Because there was a candy store back then. And I wanted to go to the candy store and because $2, I mean, you got a paper sack full of freaking candy, you know, candy cigarettes, the wax ones with the little, yeah, it was just all kinds of stuff. And I will never forget, he looked at me like I'd asked if I could have a brand new car or something, you know. And he said, I'm going to do you something more solid. And I said, what? He said, I'm going to teach you what God gave you. And I said, okay. And he walked my little butt back in the backyard. Didn't pull the riding mower out. He pulled the push mower out. Filled it up with gas. And he said, cut the grass. So I cut the grass. I got $5. And I didn't know it, but while I was cutting the family grass, he done went across the street and got 2 more yards for me to cut.
He got you a job. He was hustling.
And he hustled my little butt across the street, and he said, you cut that one, and you cut that one, and that's $14. I said, a piece? He said, no, $7 each yard, $14 total. And I was like, okay. And then I was hooked. A little bit of labor, big money. Because at $14, I could buy the candy store out. That was what was in my head, you know. And that's where he started teaching me about work ethic, everything else. And I asked him, I said, so what was you meaning about what God gave me? And he said, God gave you the ability to think and to get out there and work for everything you want.
Yeah.
To get out there and get after it.
No, it's true. I mean, I think people sometimes get stagnant, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Where everybody's capable of so much more than they even think. Like, I mean, I think I'm doing all right now, but I could be doing 10 times better tomorrow.
You could.
And getting after it is part of it. I mean, when I was in high school, I had the same volleyball coach my mom did when she was in high school. And he was a hard ass. He had us running lines at the end of practice. And his motto that stuck with me was get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Where I mean, if you're not continuing to push yourself, you're not going to grow. You're just going to be stuck and wondering why you're not getting what you want.
Oh, yeah. I totally agree with that. You got to get out there and you got to work for it.
Yeah.
I mean, whether it's writing a song or learning how to play the guitar, you know, it's just, you've got to want it.
No, and I mean, you can't teach heart.
Mm-mm.
I mean, that was another thing one of my coaches said. Coach Gory, she passed away a couple of years ago, but I met her. She was my volleyball coach at Kentucky State.
Yeah.
And as soon as I met her, I was like, I want to play for you. Because she was the kind of coach that would be out there. If you weren't doing something right, she's like, okay, let me show you how it's done. And she would be diving around with us. But, I mean, her motto was, I don't care if you girls are, she can't teach how to get after it and hustle every single play.
Right.
But she can teach mechanics, you know? And, I mean, it's the same thing with life where, even if you're doing something wrong, if you're trying, there's always a way to get better.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, same with songwriting. I know that I can improve immensely playing guitar, and I've been working on it. And same with singing. I've never taken a vocal lesson in my entire life, but I mean, Daniel was like, hey, maybe try doing some scales. And I'm like, okay, I guess we're going to try this. And it's helping, you know?
Yeah. It's pretty wild, some of the vocal teachings. Each teacher's got a different way of doing it and all that stuff. But a lot of them really, it's about working that scale.
Yeah.
You know, and that's something that's always going to be there.
Yeah.
So how high can you get?
I don't know. I'm an alto.
I don't care.
I have no idea. Like, I know I can go pretty high. I mean, I could sing the national anthem, but
Yeah.
I mean, Dancing in the Graveyard does show some range. I mean, I start low, and
Yeah.
I mean, the final chorus, that one was crazy because I didn't even know that I could do that. Where Alan Fine, he was incredible to work with, the producer on it.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, hey, like, sing that more on top. And I'm like, what in the hell are you talking about? Like, I had no clue what he was referring to. He's like, sing it with emotion. Like, picture the saddest thing that has ever happened and sing it that way. And by the end of like the run, I was crying. I'm like, okay, like, that's it. And he's like, you got it. And I'm like, all right, give me like 2 minutes. I'll be fine. But it was cool because, I mean, that was one of those examples where I was like, okay, I'm just going to do what feels comfy. And
But see, I love it that when you get with a really good, talented producer, they can get things out of you had no clue you could do. And then at the end of the day, you're just sitting back going, holy crap, I did that.
Oh, yeah.
That was me, you know?
Yeah, no, like, I mean, that entire song, because, like, I mean, I'd done an acoustic demo of it where it was just me and my guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And then going and working with Alan and all the musicians that he brought in, they completely transformed the song where I was able to sit there and tell them, hey, this is what I was picturing when I wrote this.
Right.
And this is what I want you to be, like, putting to an instrument, you know?
Yeah.
And by the time it was done, I was like, holy crap, that is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And it had nothing to do with me, but their instrumentation on it was incredible, you know?
How many instruments did you have on it?
It was 5 or 6. Alan had Chris come back into the studio and put a guitar line. I don't even know what the heck it was. It just sounded cool. And I was like, you know what? Keep it. There was a upright bass. David Dove was on upright and he absolutely killed it.
I love a good upright bass.
Oh, it was incredible. And, Gwen Holt came in. I have never seen somebody come in to play music where I was just like, oh my God, you're like better than Jesus. Like, she comes in and she had a little notebook and she's like, how do you want this to sound when I play it? And just sat there and ran through it with me about 3 times before they went in. And Alan had them recording in a circle where just watching them work and it being something that I'd written, I was like, holy crap. Like, it was kind of an out of body experience because I've never had somebody be able to translate what's going on in my squirrel brain.
Right.
Like, and make it sound that good. It was neat.
It's good when you got talented people, man.
Oh yeah, Kyle on the drums. It was amazing.
That's when you get that whole excited, jittery feeling come over you and you're just like, holy crap.
Yeah, no, it's like every time that I even like listen to the song just driving, I don't know, it hits me in my little heartstrings. It scratches an itch in my brain I didn't know I had.
Yeah.
And
you know, but when it releases, that's what it's going to do to a lot of people.
And I mean, I really hope that people can relate to it. And I mean, I think a lot can. I don't know anybody that hasn't been through a moment where they're like, hey, I have no idea what I'm doing with myself. And do I just give up, you know?
You know, and total honesty, after each divorce, I was there. I had no clue, didn't know what I was going to do, didn't know nothing. But I had really good friends that listened to me, and I put it together. I did what I could do, you know, and then I got custody of my kids when they were young. So that gave me a drive, you know, for the kids. You know, I got to do this, I got to do that. And it's just amazing how certain little things in life can give you a little thing. But there's a lot of people that wander around like I did for a while, had no clue what I was going to do.
Yeah. And I think, I don't know, like me personally, I've been through situations where I kept asking if there was anything to make things better, and I was looking in the wrong place.
Mm-hmm.
Where I was so hyper focused on what was going wrong on a certain aspect of my life that I wasn't appreciating what was going right
Yeah.
on the other side, where I was like, oh, damn, like I'm dumb, you know, like, you know, I mean, like I've been through some shit that wasn't very pretty, but I'm like, oh, I've got my family. Like maybe this isn't the end of the world, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's where I go back to. Everybody's got to have a good support system.
Yeah.
They really do. And it doesn't matter if it's, music. I mean, hell, life in general needs a support system on its own.
Yeah. And I mean, some people aren't fortunate to have family like I do.
Mm.
And I mean, it has not always been pretty with my family, you know?
Yeah.
Like my great grandma passed when I was 18, and she was like the glue of the family, where she'd give you that one look and you knew you had about 5 seconds to start acting right.
Yeah. Are you going to get the switch?
Yeah. And she had a weeping willow tree in her front yard until I was about 8.
Ooh, God, I hate those. Those used to wrap around you.
Yep. Pick your switch.
Yeah.
She never acted on it though. I think it was just like the silent threat.
Yeah.
But no, when she passed, like, I mean, me and my dad talked about it a little bit, but it was hard, you know? I mean, it changed everybody's look on the family dynamics, but my family was still there. But you make family in your friends too.
Oh, yeah.
Like my friends out here, they'd do anything for me.
Well, I mean, who'd you say that lady was that come in that helped you with the song?
Gwen Holt.
Gwen Holt.
On harmonica.
So with Gwen coming in and doing what she did, she probably gave you that hope too, that whole feeling of, somebody actually gets me.
Oh yeah. No, cuz I mean I've played with other musicians before,
Yeah.
but to have somebody come in and say, "Hey, how do you want this done? How are you picturing that?" and actually care, where she, I feel like she put her whole heart into it, and it was something that I had kind of trauma dumped on.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, wow, she gets this and she cares like I do, and it was awesome.
See, that's what I'm talking about. It's just, a lot of people go through a lot of shit, but when you can have just that one person that gets you, that understands, and can help you with that process, because recording's a process. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, no, I mean, and there is a fiddle on the song too. Like Keaton came in and I was like picturing like battling with the fiddle and vocal, and we gave him like 2 notes for correction on it, and he just dug in and it was immaculate. I was like, how did you just pull that out of thin air,
I love that.
But it was cool having a bunch of musicians come in that, I mean, it felt like they understood the song without even knowing it.
And see, that goes back to all the shit that you've been through and everything just for that one moment.
Yeah, no, I told somebody last night that I'm so glad that I didn't get what I thought that I wanted.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't be here. I would have never met you, and I look at that for a lot of aspects in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I thought I was going to go to a 4-year right out of high school, and I went to a community college instead and then transferred. And
yeah.
I mean, even though it threw off the timeline that you come up with when you're 12 years old, writing in your diary of what you want.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't trade it for the world,
I remember when I was in it's either 2nd or 3rd grade. I can't remember exactly, but I remember we had a teacher and she wanted the whole class to sit and write out a little thing of where do you see yourself in 2020. Okay, 2nd or 3rd grade. I'm a little kid.
Yeah.
And God's honest truth, I looked at it and I wrote one word. That's all I wrote. Dead. That's all I wrote. Because I couldn't picture that 2020,
Yeah. No, and I mean,
but it taught me how to look ahead, how to understand where life was going.
yeah, and that's awesome because it opened you up, you
Yeah.
know, where it's like, oh shoot, like I got to think about tomorrow. And I mean, I've thought about situations where I'm like, okay, like nothing's gonna get better, but it will get better tomorrow.
Yeah.
Sun's still gonna come up, but what are you gonna do to make tomorrow better?
Well, I damn sure ain't gonna do the shit that I was doing. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, I've been there and done that. It
Mhm.
didn't work. Like my mom, she is a scary woman, but I love her to pieces. Like she is a hard ass, but she's awesome. I mean, she was my coach growing up for
Yeah.
all sports, and she's about 5 inches taller than me, so that doesn't help the fear factor.
Oh well, yeah.
But I was having a bad day, and I told her what was going on, and she's like, well, you keep going after the same shitty things thinking that it's gonna work, and it's not. Like
Mm-hmm.
doing the same thing and expecting different results is insanity.
According to Einstein, yes.
Yeah, no, she like hit me with some Einstein, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, whoa, like this is knowledge I didn't know you had, Mom. Like, maybe we should talk more.
It's amazing how stuff like that comes out, you know,
Oh yeah.
because just like I said, useless information. I remember that quote. I read it somewhere that Einstein had actually said that.
Yeah, no, my high school science teacher had that quote on her wall too.
Yeah.
Miss Gendersex, she was awesome.
Cool. Hell, you learned more in school than I did.
I mean, I didn't learn very much in school, but
I was looking out the window.
I was focused on whatever sports game I had that night and getting out early. I was waiting for that intercom to let basketball or softball out.
Yeah. Well, see, in high school, we was just looking out the window waiting to get out of school to go see what the hell we could get into after school.
Yeah, I always had practice. Although me and my brother, oh my gosh, we went hunting after school one day because on Tuesdays we got out early, but our practice was still at the same time. And we're like,
Yeah.
oh, we got a couple hours. So we went up on the hill and we met Charlie coming down. He's like, hey, there's a buck in the orchard. And we're like, hey, we got time. And we ended up killing a deer. And Flick, my volleyball coach, I walk in the gym and I hadn't washed all the blood off. And he's like, what were you doing? Why are you late? And I'm like, I went hunting with my brother and I thought he was going to run me because he should have. But he didn't. But it was the best. Like, Will drug it for me. Didn't have to lift a finger. All I had to do was help him get it on the back of the 4-wheeler.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was a cool day.
I like that.
Yeah.
I always had to pick the damn thing up myself.
I was so mad. I came home from junior college on last weekend of season, and I got home and I called my dad and I'm like, hey, like, are we going to go hunting? Like, it's the last weekend of season.
Yeah.
He'd taken my brother and my cousin and left me home. I'm like, well, I'm going to call somebody and go somewhere else. And like, I will shoot something and y'all won't. And I ended up killing a buck and I was dragging it and I was in an '05 Duramax. But
Yeah.
like the bank that I was dragging it off of was a cut bank where it was just straight down drop. So I backed the tailgate up and I'd slipped and I hit my ribs so hard on that tailgate dragging it.
Damn.
And I got home and my dad giggled. And like 3 years later, I asked him, I'm like, you hurt my feelings. You didn't take me. You always took the boys and not me. He goes, well, I knew you could do it yourself. And I'm like, that is the best compliment I've ever gotten from you.
Oh, yeah. It you know, as dads, we can actually see which kid you're going to actually have to help and which one you're not going to have to help.
Well, shoot, he has to help me every week. I'm an idiot when it comes to cars and apparently boys too.
Just do like I did.
Don't talk to boys.
No, I got a divorce, didn't not dating anybody else, and I went and bought a brand new car so I didn't have to worry about it.
I went and bought a grandma car. I love that thing. It was made the year that I was born.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Wow. What'd you get?
A 2000 Toyota Camry.
Those are sweet.
They go forever. It's a good car. But
I actually looked at those. I started to buy one of them.
Yeah, it's not very pretty, but she gets me where I'm supposed to go, and that's all that matters.
Oh yeah, that's all that matters. So what all you got? Are you gonna do a EP? Are you gonna do single releases or?
So for Dancing in the Graveyard, it's just a single release.
Okay.
But I do plan on going back to California and recording an EP. I got homies out there.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, no, I'm hoping to do an EP soon.
Awesome. Because that's what I like. Because when we was growing up, we didn't have EPs. We had demo tapes, which was 4 songs, and then you had an album.
Yeah.
And that's what we were used to recording. Because I used to record, we put everybody in the same room together, and it was on reel-to-reel tape and the analog days.
The good days.
The good days. That's why I like when you said that they were all right there together in a circle, and because the first thought I thought of was, you need to keep that damn producer.
Oh yeah, no, he was absolutely incredible.
That's a damn good producer.
Yeah, I mean, I'd recorded a couple times before, not that song, but I'd had some studio experience going in and recording.
Right.
And out of everybody that I've worked with, besides one of my friends back home, like him and my friend back home are pretty much neck and neck, where like he was able to just sit there and say, hey, you need to do this, this, and this.
Mm-hmm.
You need to sing on the top of this, or imagine that something bad happened, where he was able to get me to do things that I didn't know that I could do vocally, didn't know that I could do on guitar, where I have never felt that comfortable and relaxed during recording.
Oh yeah.
And it was awesome. Like, I was like,
that's a good producer.
yeah, it was like, this is how it's supposed to be. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to be stressed right now. This is
No.
cool.
You're not supposed to be wigging out at all. You're just supposed to be enjoying the experience.
Yeah, no, Alan did a great job.
I love it. I love every bit of it. I can't wait to hear the song.
I am excited to get it out. It has been a long time coming.
Good deal. And you're going to write more.
Oh yeah, definitely. I try to write at least 3 songs a week.
Good.
Yeah.
Get a napkin.
It was that's funny because like at work I'll take the notepad sometimes if I've got like an idea and just scribble something down and stick it in my pocket. I took a car back to where I'd bought it from because it wasn't running right, and I was cleaning it out and I found like my folded up notes, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a whole song on here that I completely forgot I wrote.
There you go. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited.
I'm excited to see what you do. I really am. This is going to be awesome. I'm going to keep my eye on you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you having me on here. This has been cool.
Yeah, well, it's just laid back, just old country folk.
My kind of people.
What I loved was you said your parents had a table like this.
Yeah, except theirs has a leaf in it.
This has got a leaf. That's what this is.
Yeah. I didn't feel the same. You got a nicer one than they do.
Yeah, well, Julie found it for $150.
Yeah, no, my parents got a table like this as their wedding present, and my grandparents got a table like this, and
my mama had the round one.
Yeah, that's what my grandparents have.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, I don't know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and tables like this go forever.
Pretty much, except the chairs. Chairs get a little wiggity.
Yeah,
they get crazy.
That's
I don't know.
Though.
It's nuts. All right. Tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Riley Lemons, like the fruit, on Facebook. Riley_Lemons on Instagram, and Riley Lemons Music on TikTok. And as of October 25th, I will be out on all streaming platforms under Riley Lemons for Dancing in the Graveyard.
Awesome. I love it. And I really can't wait to see where your career goes. You got a good head on it, and the producer and everything you got going on, ain't no stopping you, girl.
Thank you. I'm excited. I'm cautiously optimistic for
Optimistic.
it. Yeah, can't find words.
That's okay. Sometimes I'll say words that I don't even know exist, but anyway, it's crazy stuff.
You should make a dictionary.
You think?
Yeah, no, just capitalize on that.
Just weird words.
Yeah,
Weird words by David.
I'd buy it.
Wouldn't be that much.
It's all right. I got like $5 to my name right now.
You got more than me. That's why in the music industry, everybody's got a day job.
Heck yeah.
All right. We're going to get off here. Thank you for being on.
Thank
This
you
has
for
been
having
fun.
me. I really appreciate y'all having me out.
No problem. Hey, you can come back anytime.
All right. Thank you.
The only thing I do is let Julie or Michelle Ramp, the PR girl now, let her know, and she'll get with Julie and get it all scheduled, and everything will be great.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. All right, everybody. Y'all check out Riley Lemon. Listen to her music. Her big song is going to be dropping October 25th. What was it again?
Dancing in the Graveyard.
Dancing in the Graveyards. I was supposed to say Songs of the Graveyard. I was just like, spooky time.
Yeah.
All right, everybody check that out. And December 7th at the Troubadour, I will be helping out A-Blaze Entertainment. They are actually doing a Facebook Live auction and having a big get-together down there. A lot of artists are going to be there. And it's all for the hurricane victims over in the Carolinas. And it's called Christmas for a Cause. Y'all check it out. And even if you're an artist and you want to donate or whatever, like I said, they're going to have that online auction, and it's just going to be a big thing. So y'all check it out, and you'll hear more advertisement about it because I'll be talking about it. I get to be there hanging out and doing some stuff, and it's going to be cool as all get out. So y'all check it out, and I'm going to give a selfish plug here. Call Dan over at Wall of Entertainment if you need anything. He will help out artists. He's a great guy. So we'll see y'all later. Love you. Mean it. Bye. There's clapping on the machine over there.